Hey everyone, it's your boy 519R6 here, and today we are at Canadian Tire for a very specific reason, because I have to get WD-40 Specialist Electrical Contact Cleaner. Now, the reason to that is because I believe it's the, I want to say it's the positive, it's the power solenoid or rectifier, whichever one maybe, there's a plug in there, and in that plug, there's a little bit of corrosion that's going on in there. So I have to clean that out, because what's been happening is my front gauge cluster, because I pulled it off and I cleaned it up as best as I could, which kind of fixed a little bit of the issue temporarily. But what would happen is when I would turn the bike on, it would, after a while when riding, it would literally it would turn right off. The bike would still be running and I'd still be moving forward. It would turn right off, and then when it came back on, my cluster would just be going nuts. It'd be turning off, turning on, and then the needle would just keep going back and swiping back up and down, and it was causing issues with my cluster right here. So to fix that, I got to go get the electrical contact cleaner or contact cleaner to fix up my beautiful girl here, good old Betsy, which she is going by the name Phoenix, yes, but Betsy has a whole different meaning to it, and I'm gonna go over that in a different video. Now, here's the thing too. So before that, now I haven't posted up a little video lately because at one point one of my spark plugs fouled out, and it was literally one of those situations where it happened on my part. I was washing the bike, and like I normally do, but except this time, what I did something a little bit different is I put the bike back up on the front and rear stand. And after washing it and making sure she was all clean, one thing that I normally do after I wash my bikes is I don't really put it on the front and rear stand. I put it on the rear stand. But what I normally do is I take it off. If I do put it on the rear stand, I take it off the front stand, and then I'll turn on the bike and I'll let it idle and sit for a little bit to make sure that you get the engine to warm up. And I just find it's an easier way of getting the bike to really get any water off the engine and evaporate it, so to speak. Well, this time I didn't do that. And what happened was when I went to turn on the bike, some of the water managed to get underneath the coil into the cylinder. So when I went to go turn the bike over, it pretty much was not putting any power, letting the spark plug in the fourth cylinder. It wasn't creating any spark. And from me constantly turning it on and then trying to get it to go, trying to figure out what's going on, I ended up fouling out the plug. So I pulled the plug out, and what happened was I pulled the plug out, cleaned it up, and that still didn't work. So I called my buddy over at Extreme FX. His name's Brad. And I called him up and I asked him, I said, hey, do you have any NGK CR10 EK batteries? Or CR10 EK. Not batteries, spark plugs. And luckily he had 4 and I only needed one of them. Now, before that, I called the guys at Windsor Yamaha, talked to them, and they suggested I swap out all 4. Now, here's the thing. I would swap out all 4 if it was 2 spark plugs that need to be replaced, because at that point, I might as well just swap out all 4 of them. But because it was only 1, and I knew the three of those spark plugs were still good, and I just did a spark plug change for all 4 last year, I didn't want to throw away basically $60 on spark plugs, and that's me. Now, here's the thing. So when I put the new spark plugs in, and the bikes, as you can hear, the bike, she is running perfect. I gotta put her in gear, and she is just running absolutely gorgeous, and she's running on all 4 cylinders as she should be. Now, by the snap of a finger, I'm going to go in and I'm going to grab that electrical contact cleaner and be right back. Alright everyone, so we're back. So, just went into, like I said, I went to the Canadian Tire, and got they didn't have the WD-40 Specialist electrical contact cleaner. Wow, that I would need. Neither did they have the one brand. It was by a brand called CRC. Home Hardware has one, but they did have the Motomaster Canadian Tire brand, their house brand. And just to be sure, I called up a mechanic and asked them real quick, like, hey, is this stuff okay to use, or is it better for me to use this because the application that I'm using it for? And they said, that stuff is perfectly fine. You can use that stuff, which was funny because one shop told me not to use it, and they're saying just use like sandpaper and a Q-tip, and I am not doing that. So I called up another shop that I know that they're pretty well knowledgeable in what they do, and he told me, he's like, yeah, no, it's safe to use the electrical contact cleaner, but he said stay away, don't use the dielectric grease, because he said that may cause issues. And he said that's only really used for like when it's like on the outside of it. But there's that. So in other news, so right now I'm going to be heading back to, take a nice little ride, take the longer way home, so I can put this bike up on its stance and put the bike up on its rear stand, and then go ahead to Dollarama up on my neck of the woods. And I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna grab some Q-tips or like a little toothbrush, because where I gotta spray this contact cleaner, it's kind of a pain in the ass. So I'm gonna do that, and I also have a nice little treat. So if many of you may remember, I used to have right here, just right underneath here, like you can see it, you've probably seen it when I went to go put my phone back on my mount, and I used to have a wireless charging dock mounting system from Quadlock, and I've since gotten rid of that. I've taken it off, and I've replaced it, and it came in the mail today with the wired motorcycle mounting dock system. It looks a little bit different, but I did this way because I prefer to have the constant where I can plug it into the bottom of the phone, because then I don't have to worry about if the phone if the wireless docking system stops charging the phone, or fighting with it to get it to turn on. It's just a lot easier that way, because then at least it eliminates where if it's not charging, then I know, okay, it's the cord, and I have to replace the charging cord. Aside from that, I'm also very happy, and happen to say this, is that I'm also going to be swapping out from a little few other things on this bike that I'm going to be swapping out. Is I do have my new push pins from Sargent Seats. I'm still waiting for those to come in the mail, and that's a cool thing. It's going to replace the OEM setup on here to where it's like the bolts, and I have to like unscrew the bolts, where this one is just going to be a simple thing where I can just quickly take off my seat. And that I'm going to go over further in a later video once I get those in the mail. And I'm also going to be getting a set of 90-degree fill valves for this bike, for both the front rim and the rear rim, to get rid of the stock ones. And those ones I'm gonna get those ones by a company called Graves. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna order those later this month. along with eventually getting I think it's NRC or NCR. It's a company out in Niagara Falls, or in the Niagara region of Ontario, and they make both the stator cover and the I think it's the clutch cover for my bike. And I'm going to get those done. I'm going to get those in and have them powder coated and then installed onto the bike. Other than that, the biggest thing that I also want to talk about is, so these tires. I switched my Michelins that I was using that I just don't like. I just don't like Michelins. I'm not a big fan of them. And I switched out my Michelins for the Dunlop Q5A tires. And honestly, these tires are fantastic. I love them. They're not my first Dunlop tires that I've ever had. My first set of Dunlop tires that I've ever had was a set of Dunlop Q3 Plus tires, and those tires I fucking loved. And these ones right here, these ones are just phenomenal. Went for a nice ride yesterday out to the east side of my city, and like honestly, it was hot out, but like these ones, it was just like, the hotter they get, the more performance you see out of these tires. So if you're looking at getting a set of tires and you're looking at the Dunlop Q5A tires, I highly recommend them, honestly. But yeah, that's today in a nutshell. I haven't posted up, but I know it's taking me a little bit to post this video up. You guys all gotta be patient with me, as I'm just getting back into the flow of things of posting videos and doing moto vlogs again, because I had a lot going on all last year, and right now, tomorrow I'm going to be going to see my mom because she's currently in the hospital right now, and I know tomorrow is going to be something, so that's why I'm doing this quick video today, because I know tomorrow I'm going to be busy and I'm not going to be able to have time to really shoot a video, because like I said, I'll be going to see my mom in the hospital, and I'm hoping my mom's going to be okay. Can't really go into detail what's going on. But Mom, if you happen to see my video, I love you. And honestly, I hope you're going to be okay. And I hope you're going to be better. So, but until next time, because I'm just gonna cut the video. I'm gonna be cutting the video short today, and this is gonna do it for today's video. But until next time, which before I even say that, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to my channel. It helps me out big time, and hit that notification bell and change it to solid so you get updated and notified of any of my videos that I post up in the future, going forward. And it really helps me out. I'm trying to hit, by the end of this riding season, I want to at least hit a goal of 2,000 subscribers. I'm at 1,615 from the last time I checked on my subscriber count right now, and I'm really hoping that if any of you are watching this video and you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit the subscribe button. But like I said, until next time, ride safe, be safe, and have a good one. Peace.